With Fort Hilda in place and the walls recently finalized, pirate attacks began to lessen. The fleet of Stormrock began to expand, and soon pirate attacks stopped altogether. This may have seemed like a light in the darkness, but before long, the citizens of Stormrock realized this time of peace was just the eye of the storm. King Galleon's influence began to spread throughout the Falson Kingdom, and prosperity spread with it. But King Galleon feared this could not last. He began storing as much of the excess crops as he could, and ordered the training of as many soldiers as could be afforded, while still keeping the harvest intact. One morning, as the first winds began to reach the plateau from the west, there was another dark shape upon the horizon. This shape grew in size as it was revealed to be a large fleet of ships. Many landed offshore, releasing thousands of troops as other ships continued to move forward towards the plateau, bearing the standard of Lord Randul, the king's own brother. The attack was swift and terrible, but the king had prepared for such as this. Using the excess crops, King Galleon made the largest sacrifice in the history of Stormrock to the goddess Zephyra. The next day, as enemy soldiers began to approach the plateau, a large mother storm appeared behind them, slowly moving forward, trapping them in. The battle raged for days as the storm attacked the enemy from the rear, and Stormrock defended its position on the mighty plateau. Clashes of lightning, as well as swords upon armor, rang through the air. King Galleon sued for peace, but his brother refused, wanting to claim the throne for his own. Zephyra's wrath began to wane, but the enemy forces were still going strong, and still attacking. Upon the third evening, King Galleon had a vision from Zephyra. In this vision, it was revealed the path to victory. A storm that could be made of the king's own volition. The fourth dawn of the Battle of Klingor Bay awoke, and with it the discovery of the death of Lord Randul upon his own flagship. The left hand of the storm had spoken, and it reclaimed the stability of the Falson Kingdom. Alright, welcome back to Stormrock, y'all. Let's do a quick walkthrough of what we just built. We're starting here today right in front of the inn from last video. You see there's the entrance into the Stormrock Plateau, the walled city. We're going to actually take a left and go down this little side street that I also showed off in that last video. And you'll see right away, obviously, we've got a brand new building that was not here before. So this is the well area, and we'll come back to this several times because this is an important area, I think, vantage-wise, that I'll show off from up above. So, all right, we're going to start off by going into this building here and ignoring this one altogether. I do want you to take a look at this one. It's really cool, but we're going to do the walkthrough of it at the very end. All right, so this first building, we go ahead and go in, and this is just probably the most modest house in the area. It's a decent enough house. They've got a very modest, humble living area, or really it's like a dining, cooking area. You don't really hang out here. It's kind of like one of the last small builds. They probably don't spend much time here except for when they are sleeping and eating. They probably spend most of their time in a shop, working somewhere. Nice double bed, nice vanity, but it's still a very small, humble, sparsely decorated room. We're now going to go up these stairs to the second little landing. And this first build here is a two-story house where the bottom floor and the top floor are actually two different homes. So we're going to look at the bottom floor first, go around here, and this little landing here is cool because, again, I was talking about before, you do get to see this little central area off on the side here where the well is. Everything kind of comes back to this point, so you can see that from here in front of this build. Go ahead and go inside. They've got a very nice living and dining area. You know, you've got an actual kitchen area with the chimney, fireplace, stove kind of combination. Got some storage of books and other sundries, and then a nice little eating area. We're going to go into the bedroom, which is cramped. This is a nice bedroom, but it's cramped because it's actually sleeps 4 people. They've got 2 kids on a bunk bed. The 2 parents sleep there. And then we've got, a couple of different wardrobes and some storage for the kids' toys and sundries and stuff. But it's a nice room, just cramped. Next up, we're going to go upstairs. To do that, we come back around over here, come to this little side street, and we go up the stairs here. And in this room, or this house, we can see an even nicer living area, similar to the one down below. You know, really lavish writing area with some nice books and other shelves. Nice little stove area for cooking, and the nice little table area. So it's, again, kind of a one-size-fits-all room, but it's very nice. And then in the bedroom, they've got about the same amount of space as the bedroom below it, but because there's no kids in here, they actually feels much nicer. They do have their own fireplace upstairs, really nice wardrobes, paintings, you know, carpets, everything that you could think of that you would want in your bedroom. It's really nice. All right, let's go ahead and continue on down. Continuing down this side road, you see kind of where the construction has stopped so far. This will all be covered in eventually, though my next few videos are going to be focused more towards the center of Stormrock than here on the outskirts. All right, we're going to take a look at this house here now. Got a nice little porch, covered porch in the front. Going on in, they have a very simple and humble living area here as well. You know, they got some shelves here. This is like a little meal prep area, store some meal-related stuff in their dining area. It's very tiny, cramped. And so is their bedroom, but their bedroom is quite lavish despite how cramped it is. Some really nice storage for clothing and, you know, books and scrolls. And then they've got a really nice writing desk here where they can look out the window and potentially see people passing by, or just have some natural sunlight coming in, even though it's really just a view of the wall otherwise. And then we get to the final house. This one is right next to, this is the build that was, you know, top floor and bottom floor, 2 homes. I showed off in the last video, but you had to come all the way up to get up to the second landing to get to. Well, now you see you have to go all the way around these buildings here just to get to the upper floor of this building, which I think is kind of cool. It really helps separate the bottom floor from the upper floor. But we're actually focused on this building here now, which, oops, the door's already open. How bad, how sad. But another covered porch, but that's because they also have a couple of balconies up top, and I'll show those off in a second. You come inside, and you're greeted initially by this really nice little foyer area, you know, some books and scrolls. They got a nice little, you know, couch to lounge on, some more sundries and goods on shelves, a really nice dining area, big kitchen prep area, of course the combined fireplace, stove, you know, oven kind of a deal. They have some dried goods stored up top, and then a decent sized table here to actually feed 4 people, which is quite nice. They can have some guests over. Going upstairs, we've got another really nice little living area. This is kind of more like a writing and reading nook. We've got a nice tapestry on the stairwell and a nice plant. If we go outside on the balcony here, you can see there will eventually be a view of further things. Right now you just see empty plains in the church, but you may not even see the church once I'm done building out here. Going back inside from the balcony, we've got the bedroom. This is a really nice bedroom. Obviously it's kind of simple in its furnishings, but it is nice and spacious at the same time. Double bed, wardrobe, writing nook, really nice vanity, some makeup over there next to the mirror. Of course, their own fireplace, always a nice have in a bedroom. Keep you nice and toasty in the winter. And then again, another really nice balcony. This one looks down on the well in that little centralized area over here on the side of the side streets. Yeah. All right, so those are the new buildings that we had just put together. And all that's left is this last one. And I kind of want to come back over here by the entrance to show off kind of how to get there. It's past all these stables at the entrance, past the stable house. You come down this side road, which has now been cluttered up a little bit with storage and junk. And you can see the entrance to this building. There is a way to get to the other buildings that we'd shown before on this side, though it's very cramped and narrow. That's not the intended way to go, but you can squeeze through here. And then a really tight, narrow side alley over here as well. All right, let's go ahead and go on. This is the potion/poison shop. You know, you might think, why would you sell poisons and stuff in a large bustling city? It might seem kind of like an evil thing. Well, technically on the open, it's technically for hunting, you know? You do some poisons for hunting and all that kind of stuff, but obviously there might be more discreet reasons to use poisons. This shop sells ingredients and recipes, as well as just potions and poisons and remedies themselves. And then going on upstairs, you'll be shocked to find that this building doesn't actually have any living quarters upstairs. Instead, it just has a really big library/meeting area. That may seem strange, but there's actually a very good reason for this. This is not a living quarter here. This building, this shop, is actually a front for something a little bit more sinister. And we're going to go down this large, long spiral staircase going deep under the city of Stormrock. Get to the bottom here. Oh, that door was supposed to be shut. When you get to the bottom, it seems nondescript. When you open the door and you're greeted with this vaulted room with the statue of the goddess Zephyra in here. This is the entrance to the Left Hand of the Storm, which is a government-sanctioned assassins guild. Here, people are trained to eliminate enemies of the state. They are trained by the combination of the government and the High Priest of Zephyra. Because it is not just a political agency, it is also a little bit on the religious side. These are almost like religious zealots. They will stop at nothing to protect this bountiful land and do the bidding of Zephyra, the bidding of the storm. So going in here, this is the main room. This is like a planning room for the Left Hand of the Storm. Obviously lots of books and scrolls, maps here. They do lots of planning of missions and stuff like that. They don't go on missions super often. You know, the king tries very hard to keep them from becoming, you know, something that they rely on too much. This is just for extreme service circumstances, but they do have to send them on missions occasionally. All right, let's go to some of these side doors. This first one is a sleeping room, a barracks, if you will. Where the assassins sleep. Very simple and basic in here. It is a nice, you know, they got some nice stuff in here, but it is still fairly simply furnished. It is literally just a place for them to sleep and store their clothes. The other side has the dining area. So we got a large kitchen here where they serve people, you know, working in the shifts for the Storm's voice, Left Hand of the Storm. And then in here is just a little pantry stored with some dried goods, maybe some extra ale, that kind of a thing. Also, again, very simple. You know, the main two rooms are really nicely decorated, but the side rooms are all not. And then the final bit here of this area is a little training and armory. So they got swords, bows, arrows, crossbows, all that kind of stuff, some training targets, some practice dummies, all that kind of stuff. They do some basic training in here to keep their skills sharpened. Yeah. And then this door will eventually lead to the sewers. I intend to connect a lot of places underground in Stormrock. I know I'm going to build a dungeon, and the sewers will connect to the dungeon. It'll connect to the crypts under the cathedral, as well as a few other places. And so the Assassin's Guild can quickly get around the city as necessary, and maybe even exit the city altogether without having to go through the main gates. That is something I'm going to look into doing in the future. But yeah, here we go. That is everything new that I built. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. And you can see a little bit of a sneak peek over that way, what's coming up next as I continue to build towards the center of the city of Stormrock.